It's time for a truth bomb, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. It's time to be truthful. It's time for a truth bomb. It's time we have the difficult conversations, and it's time where we take a moment and understand what I'm about to say. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. This is not the time to jump on each other. This is not the time to cancel one another. This is the time to listen to what everyone else is saying, understanding what the viewpoints are, and trying to bring some rationality to the whole situation. Now, look, we're third in the Premier League. Yes, we've been knocked out of the Champions League, but we reached the quarterfinals. Can't expect to win Champions League every time you're competing. We lost the Carabao Cup. We're in the FA Cup final. Hopefully we win that. We won the Super Cup. We won the Club World Cup. But I guess where we need to start, and we're going to start from the top, it's got to be Thomas Tuchel. We need to talk about Thomas Tuchel. We'll talk about some of the players. We can't really talk about our owners or anything. We don't even have owners, so that's a different story. We have to start from Thomas Tuchel. As great as a manager he is, and he has been for Chelsea Football Club, no doubt about that. And I hope he gets a long-term contract when the new owners come in. Throughout this season, though, and I want to ask you this to each and every one of you guys, how many times did we actually play excellent football? Maybe a handful of games? And if I ask you the question, how many times did you think we were perhaps boring or lacked any idea, looked pedestrian at times? You could probably name a plethora of games. And I'll show you some of the games. I will literally show you the list of some of the games where you guys, don't worry about what I'm saying, because I'm only saying what I saw. But I know you guys felt the same way as well. We've gone with the notion with Thomas Tuchel saying that when he first arrived, we want to be hard to beat. We want to be hard to beat, which is fantastic. Obviously, it's given us an identity that we're going to be defensively solid. But it's not something that says we are going to beat you. It says we are going to be hard to beat. It doesn't really say we are coming after you. We are going to beat you. Last season, especially in the Champions League, I wouldn't say in the Premier League, especially in the Champions League, we did create a lot of chances. We just weren't clinical enough. This season, we try to change that. We're bringing in Lukaku, and we'll talk about Lukaku. Truth Bomb will have something to say about Lukaku as well. But this entire season, we've not seen a consistency in our attacking philosophy. And forget about consistency. I don't even think we have an attacking ideology. I don't think we have an attacking philosophy. Some of you might say, well, no, we did. It was Reece James and Chilwell wing-backs. Don't kid yourself if you thought Reece James and Chilwell were going to score 10 to 15 goals for us to challenge for the Premier League. It's unheard of. Even some of the goals that Chilwell and Reece James were scoring, and I want you to look back, there were very few that was actually manufactured. A lot was probably through individual brilliance. I remember Ben Chilwell's shot against Brentford that just fell outside of the box and he went for a shot. I wouldn't call that manufactured. I wouldn't call that a manifestation of Thomas Tuchel's attacking football. Then obviously Chilwell gets injured and it's like we've given up. And it's like our fan base, we started to believe we can't do anything without Chilwell. Without Chilwell, we'll pack up the bags. Call it a day. Shut everything off. It can't be like that. Thomas Tuchel is rated amongst probably one of the best managers after probably Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. You'd expect him to play an attacking brand of football with the ingredients that we have. Now you're gonna say, but Miz, no. We don't have those players. You're telling me with the likes of Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, when Callum was fit, Lukaku, Mount, you're telling me, add Ruben Loftus, you're telling me that our gaffer can't seem to get the best out of our attacking unit. You're telling me we are not capable of taking the game to the opposition and at the same time control the game itself. We looked good defensively in the beginning, and now even that is going under the gutter. In the beginning parts, it was our defenders that was keeping us afloat. They were the ones who were scoring all the goals. This season, it is what it is. It's now almost done and dusted. I want the new owners to come in. I want Thomas Tuchel to realize how he wants to play next season. And I want him to sit down with the new owners, hopefully new scouts, and a technical director, and figure out which individuals are needed to play his football. A lot of you may say that, yeah, these are not his players. He can't play his football. I'm not going to sit here and just completely demolish all these players that clearly have a lot of talent. We've seen Hakim Ziyech, when used as the widest right player, we've seen performances where he's single-handedly dragged Chelsea to victories. We've seen it this season. Even Thomas Tuchel himself has mentioned Ziyech plays best when he's in the absolute furthest position. Mason Mount as well, when he plays a little bit deeper, then moving into that cam role. It's as if Thomas Tuchel hasn't found how to utilize all of these attackers. And he's just resorted to three at the back, wing backs. And that's the other issue. You don't have wing backs. We weren't aggressive enough in January to replace anyone. And some of you guys might say, who was available? Okay, fine. No one was available. No one. I'm not a scout. No one was available. So why continue with the wing-back football? Why not adapt? You had time. That was back in... Chilwell got injured in November. December, January, February, March, April. You've got time to start adapting to a new formation, to a new style. Ask yourself, take away the Southampton and the Real Madrid, because a lot of our fan base are getting caught up with the Southampton and Real Madrid. But means we do play attacking football. Look at those two. No, those two, if you look at the entirety of the span of the season, those two were anomalies. They're not the consistent, they're not the constant sort of performance. As great as Real Madrid performance was, which was brilliant to watch, that's not how Chelsea Football Club's been playing for the entire season. Now you're going to say, but there was injuries, there was, the pandemic, this and that, the other. I'm going to showcase you guys something now. These are some of the matches that has happened this season. Someone tweeted this out, and it was a brilliant tweet. I had to retweet that. Don't dream, it's over. Tuchel at the Bridge. This is at Stamford Bridge. Man City 1-0. We lost. Okay. As you can see, he wrote, can happen. It can happen. Yes, it can happen. Although the manner we lost that, I didn't like it. But okay, it can happen. Burnley 1-1. Unacceptable. Even with injuries, even with players being unavailable, we should have enough quality and attacking ideology, asking questions, asking a lot of questions to penetrate and eventually get a winner. Man United 1-1. Unacceptable. I remember that game. We did nothing. Luckily, we got a draw because Man United was actually ahead. And that was a Man United team at that point, and even now, they were actually didn't want to play us. They weren't playing well. But we gifted them some points. Everton D team, if you guys remember, Everton played with their kids. Gordon started to make a name from that particular game, and now he's a starter for Frank Lampard. We had a 1-1 against them. Brighton outplayed us that 1-1. We didn't even deserve that draw. I still remember that game. Liverpool 2-2, not bad. That was post the infamous Lukaku interview. We were 2-0 down. We came back 2-2. That was good heart and desire. Some reason we only seem to step up on when it's a big match. Any other matches, we don't care. Yeah, you can't be champions like that. You can't be reducing the gap against Liverpool and Man City with that type of a mentality. No one's asking for Chelsea to win the Premier League this season. Just reduce the gap. Real Madrid 1-3, unacceptable at home. That was seriously, that was a bad performance. Brentford 1-4, humiliating. And then obviously Arsenal 2-4. You've just seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. And there's probably a lot more that we've missed here. But these are just at the Bridge. 9 games where we weren't good. But there's more. Obviously, this doesn't cover all the losses that we've had this season. No one expects us to win every game. What is Thomas Tuchel's plan? What is his idea of... What is the brand of football? What is the brand of football that we're playing? What does he want to do with Chelsea Football Club? You want to start seeing that imprint happening. As I said, this season, it is what it is. It's done. From next season, Thomas Tuchel needs to play a brand of football that people can say, yep, that is Chelsea Football Club, and that's how they get their wins. A lot of things have happened this season, fine. And he's done well, Thomas Tuchel, to navigate through that. But we need to have a much clearer way of football next season. Much, much clearer way of football. The fact that our attackers don't click, it's not simply because, oh, they're rubbish. Because we've seen on a given day they can do well. We've seen on a particular structure they can do well. Thomas Tuchel's got to find out how to integrate more attackers into the team. I don't want to see a whole heap of defenders in the lineup. We should be taking the games to the opposition and still have a structure of defense. He's got to find a way. Let's talk about some players now. Number one, Malang Sarr, ladies and gentlemen, I've said it a long time ago. This guy was never Chelsea level. Why he starts ahead of Chalobah, I don't know. A lot of you guys may say, oh, I mean, he starts on the left side, LCB position. Chalobah plays on the right. Chalobah can't play there. Chalobah's played there before. Maybe not for Chelsea Football Club, but he's played it in French League on loan. Have a look. Why aren't these conversations happening earlier in the season? Why aren't these conversations happening in training ground? Why are we relying on Malang Sarr when we clearly have a good footballer in the likes of Chalobah? Once again, to all the people that are probably slandering Chalobah right now, don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself because Tamori and Gihi has proved you guys wrong. Chalobah was killing it early in the season. And even when his stutter came through the middle of the season, it wasn't as if he never recovered from the stutter. Recent times he played in the Carabao Cup and he got smoked by Luis Diaz. But even then, as the game grew on, he stuck by it. There's a lot of attributes of Trevor Chalobah that is highly desirable. Physicality, robust pace, recovery pace. He's excellent on the ball. Some of his long passes, he's great with the build-up. He's someone who's comfortable on the ball. Shooting technique from long range, something to mix things up. Scoring ability from set pieces. We all forget now. Why isn't he preferred? Let's talk about Christensen. We know that this guy has signed for Barcelona. It's done. Even though it may not be official, but it's done. Why are we still giving him minutes then? Why aren't those minutes given to Trevor Chalobah? If it's not Sarr, then why is those minutes not given to Trevor Chalobah? Have we forgotten the performance Trevor Chalobah had against Brentford? Twice. Not the recent loss. I'm talking about Carabao Cup and earlier in the season. Just a couple of mistakes and this guy is not trusted anymore. Even some of our best defenders in recent times have made mistakes. Christensen, It don't make sense anymore to keep playing him. Has he done well for Chelsea? Of course he has. Under Thomas Tuchel, of course he has. But the chapter's closed. Why are we still playing him? He's a Barcelona player. And now he gets himself injured. And apparently that's why he got hooked off against Arsenal. Azpilicueta. In season 2022-2023, we cannot, and I reiterate, we cannot have Cesar Azpilicueta starting for us. He may be at best a bench option. We are playing Cesar Azpilicueta as a wing-back. Do you understand how demanding that position is? Recently, we heard Thomas Tuchel say in the press conference, this is probably one of the reasons why we haven't seen Reece James playing the right wing-back, because it's very demanding on his body and he's picked up some injuries this season. That's why he plays as an RCB, where it's less demanding, less running around. Is this the future? If that's the case, we need wingbacks. If we're going to be worried that Reece might exert himself a bit too much on that right side, possibly get himself injured, that's not good enough, because if you want to continue on playing wingback football, you need wingbacks. And you need wingbacks that are going to have productivity, goals and assists. Azpilicueta, yeah, he chipped in with a goal. He always chips in, but his overall game as a wingback, it's not there. He's not a wingback. It's as simple as that. He's probably too slow to be RCB. Pace is a massive, massive component in world football. Some of the times we fail as a team isn't because purely through individual mistakes. No, it's because of the team. There's a domino effect. When you have players like Alonso and Azpilicueta in the wing backs who are not capable of exerting themselves like with extreme pace, up and down, it will have the domino effect. If Alonso and Azpilicueta are slow to react on certain matters or slow to progress the ball, it will have flow-on effects. Your midfield will crumble. Your attacking play will crumble. Everything will start going back. Your defense will start getting exposed. It's not because of one particular individual player. It could be multiple different areas where we're disadvantaged, and then the entire team starts looking bad. It's a domino effect. I said it when Chilwell got injured. Now that we're going to have to rely on Alonso, watch how a lot of our game starts deteriorating. Yes, Alonso's been good here and there, but there's always an absolute clanger from him. Azpilicueta, he cannot. In season 2022-23, we can't think of him being a starter. We cannot. At best, a bench option, maybe come and play the final 10, 15 minutes, give some energy. And yes, you're going to be good in terms of providing that experience, for the youth, for the young players, that leadership. Alonso, he cannot be a Chelsea player next season. As good as he has been in recent times, and when I say good, it's because the standards of Alonso is so low. When he hits average, for me, it becomes a good thing. But when you think about in terms of world-class left-sided player, whether it's a left back or a left wing back, you wouldn't associate Alonso in that category. When Liverpool has Robertson and Man City has Cancelo, if we want to bridge the gap, we ain't bridging it with Alonso. Yes, some of you may say that, well, Miz, we got Chilwell. Well, we didn't have him for most parts of this season. Even Chilwell needs a solid backup. We need a high caliber backup. Not Alonso. So he can't be a player. He can't be a Chelsea player next season. He simply cannot. Let's talk about N'Golo Kante. What is our plan with N'Golo Kante? And this is once again going back to Thomas Tuchel. What is Thomas Tuchel's plan with N'Golo Kante? How do we want to play our football? Okay, we want to be possession-based footballing team. We want to hold most of the ball. We don't want to let the opposition take the ball too much, because if they have a lot of the ball, they'll find a way to score. We want to make sure we have most of the ball, and we create chances, and we score, and we finish things off. If that's the philosophy, tell me how N'Golo Kante fits in a possession-based philosophy. Where do you play him? Do you play him as the deepest midfielder? Okay, let's ponder that. You play him as the deepest midfielder in a possession-based team. Is his quality there to build up? Is he a particular player that likes to recycle and pass? Does he like to have over 80, 90, 100 touches on the ball? Is he a Thiago Alcantara? Is he a Rodri level of passer from deep? Okay, so he's not, let's just say. Do you want to play him further up in a possession-based footballing team? As an 8, perhaps? Or in a double pivot? One of the pivot players that goes forward, that bombs up? Well, do you want N'Golo Kante to be in positions where he needs to have clinical final third productivity? Do you want him to be in the box? Do you want him to be in the wings? So in a possession-based footballing team, I want to ask you, what is the role of N'Golo Kante? What is the role? What does Thomas Tuchel want Kante to do in a possession-based football philosophy? Because for me, I don't want him up front, and I definitely don't want him at the back. So what do I want him for in a possession-based football? Once again, probably a bench player in that system. Okay, now you're going to say, we want him against teams that are going to come at us, that want to play toe-to-toe with us. All right, fine, okay. How do you want to then set up? Once again, do you play him all by himself as the deepest midfielder? Because if that's the case, then you better hope the opposition, if they want to go toe-to-toe with us, that we have someone who can control the match. If you play him as the deepest midfielder, he ain't going to control the match. We saw what happened when Arsenal came toe-to-toe with us. In that case, you need someone like Jorginho. You need a Kante-Jorginho combination. Okay, you want to play Kante against the low block. You want to play him as the deepest midfielder. Okay, then it makes sense. You want to replicate what you did against Real Madrid. But is he disciplined enough on a regular basis to just stay the deepest midfielder? Because he has a tendency of losing track. Even against Real Madrid, even after 3-0 up, he lost his marker twice. Modric with the cross, and the other time, him and Ruben Loftus-Cheek didn't even communicate. What do we want? What do we want in that midfield? What is the dynamics? Do we want 3-man midfield, 2-man midfield, with the wing-backs coming in to help out the midfield? Because you don't want to get outnumbered by the opposition, because that's what's happening in recent times. The opposition is packing up the midfield and they're outnumbering us. These are all the things that you need to think about. What do you want to do with Romelu Lukaku? Because clearly, ladies and gentlemen, Lukaku, I'm not going to say he's a bad footballer, but the effort's gone. The effort's not there anymore. The attitude is poor. So we have a footballer that probably doesn't want to hang around at Chelsea Football Club. As much as Thomas Tuchel wants to spin this in the press conference, and Lukaku he's trying, he's doing this, he's doing that, he just needs a moment, this, that, and the other, and Lukaku, he wants to stay at Chelsea, he wants to make it. Well, the effort, I can't see the effort. Simple as that. How does he go from the level of effort that he showed against Arsenal early in the season to the kind of football he's playing now? We're over it. I'm over that interview. If someone can please tell Romelu Lukaku, we're over that interview. We're not worried about that interview anymore. Just play football now. Play football. For me, just leave. If once we get the ownership sorted in the summer, leave Romelu. If you can't find the heart to work hard again and give it all your best for the football club and put a lot more effort than what you're doing now, because you can see the differences in effort when Havertz comes on. The differences in effort is incredible. All I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up now. We talked about Thomas Tuchel, talked about a whole heap of players. Next season, I don't want excuses. This season, fine. It's like when fans say anything, there's other parts of the fan base that get upset. We come up with a whole heap of excuses. We've got excuses ready for everything. Every drop of points, draws, losses, we have an excuse. We always have an excuse. Next season, I don't want any more excuses. It is what it is this season. I don't even know what to expect for the FA Cup final. Some fans will tell you that, Miz, how can you expect to beat Liverpool? They've got Jurgen Klopp, who's been there for a long time. To expect to beat them, like, I can't even expect to beat Liverpool. I don't even know what I can expect against West Ham next up, who slapped us earlier on in the season. Jared Bowen, Masuaku, Mendy had a madness. Mendy is another player we didn't even talk about, probably for another video. We got a lot of stuff that we need to work on. We're just lucky the rest of the Premier League is rubbish. Besides Liverpool and City, the rest of the Premier League is rubbish. We just have a very good gaffer that's been able to somewhat do what he can do, but even then, I think he could do a lot more. But he's just been a bit conservative. His approach has been conservative. Safety first. And now the safety first ain't even working anymore. 3 at the back, 4 at the back, it don't matter. 3 at the back leaking 4 goals, 3 goals. For fun. 4 goals again. People say, but means, Rudiger and Thiago Silva won't play. Well, Rudiger and Thiago Silva played against Real Madrid as well. And we got done at home. I'm pretty sure Rudiger and then Thiago Silva played against Brentford too. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure. Rudiger and Chelsea fixtures recently. And then don't tell me. That was just a blip. Because since then, there's been a lot more blips. Yeah, Rudiger, Silva played against Brentford, where we lost 4-1. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you felt about everything that we've talked about. We have to be honest. We have to be truthful. And as I said, this is not the time to fight amongst each other. This is the time to listen to each other. Let's hear what they have to say. Let's hear what they have to say. And let's understand. Let's hear everything. Let's come up with a rationality. I personally don't think Tuchel's given us an attacking identity. Even though the successes we've had, even Club World Cup, I was there. Al Hilal, I remember the first game we had. Al Hilal probably deserved to win that game. Even in the final, Palmeiras, it wasn't as if that we absolutely blew them apart. We won it in extra time. You look at any of the recent wins that we've had, that streak, very few where you can say, yep, we've engineered an attacking philosophy to open up that team. Southampton probably is the one, and Real Madrid first half. And a long time ago, maybe Leicester and Juventus. But besides that, no other wins come to my mind where we've like, you know what? We pummeled the opposition, absolutely pummeled them. Let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Hope you've enjoyed this truth bomb. I want to hear from each and every one of you guys how you feel about all of these points. Until next time, take care and see ya.